Welcome back to Top 5.
The skies above Mount Olympus roared with ominous thunder. The arena, a grand coliseum of marble and gold, was teeming with spectators from all realms, gods, demigods, and mythical creatures alike. They had gathered to witness the battle to end all battles: Thor, ranked 6, the god of thunder, versus Cthulhu, the great old one, ranked 19. Thor's heart burned with rage and grief. The memory of his brother Loki's final moments haunted him. He had watched helplessly as Hades, the god of the underworld, struck Loki down without mercy. Now, with Hades advancing to the third round against Zeus, Thor was driven by a singular purpose: revenge. He needed to get to Hades and avenge his brother's death, but first, he had to face the monstrous being known as Cthulhu. Cthulhu rose from the depths of the sea, a writhing mass of tentacles and unfathomable dread. Its green, glistening skin seemed to absorb the sunlight that spilled over Olympus, casting eerie shadows upon the arena. The creature's multiple eyes glistened with a malevolent intelligence, fixating on Thor, who stood clutching Mjolnir, his enchanted hammer. The ground beneath them trembled as the announcer's voice echoed. "Fighters, engage." In an instant, Thor summoned the storm. Lightning crackled around him, illuminating his fierce visage. He hurled Mjolnir at Cthulhu, the hammer slicing through the air with deadly precision. The Old One responded by unleashing a psychic scream that sent waves of madness cascading through the arena. Thor staggered for a moment, clutching his head, feeling the weight of the ancient terror trying to worm its way into his mind. But he shook off the feeling, gritting his teeth as he charged at Cthulhu, dodging the whip-like tendrils that lashed out towards him. With a mighty leap, he swung Mjolnir directly at Cthulhu's closest eye. The impact was deafening. Cthulhu reared back, letting out an unearthly howl that sent shivers down the spines of every spectator. But the creature was not done yet. It unleashed a flurry of tentacles with astonishing speed, wrapping them around Thor's body and lifting him off the ground. With sheer will, Thor summoned the power of the storm within him. He conjured lightning that erupted from Mjolnir, coursing through the tentacles and illuminating the dark sky. Cthulhu howled again, but the grip loosened, and Thor managed to break free, landing deftly on the ground. Breathing heavily, Thor wiped the blood from his lip. Each adversary had suffered their wounds. Cthulhu's eye pulsed violently while Thor sported fresh cuts and bruises. They were both teetering on the edge, yet neither would yield. Just as Thor summoned his strength for another attack, Cthulhu unleashed a wave of astral energy. It surged forward, crashing into Thor like a tidal wave. The god of thunder skidded across the marble floor, struggling to rise again. With a snarl, he forced himself to his feet, Mjolnir glimmering defiantly in his grasp. Fueled by an unbreakable spirit, Thor charged forth again. He invoked the primal energies of the storm and called upon every ounce of strength within him. With Mjolnir raised high, he unleashed a cataclysmic bolt of lightning. The electric energy struck Cthulhu directly in the chest, illuminating the creature in a blinding flash. Tentacles flailed wildly as Cthulhu's form shuddered under the assault. Yet, in its last desperate act, Cthulhu retaliated with a ferocious roar. It unleashed a collapsing wave of the unknown, a cosmic force aimed directly at Thor. The two powers collided, generating a shockwave that rippled through the Colosseum, threatening to tear Olympus itself apart. In that tragic moment, amidst the swirling chaos, Thor felt the deadly touch of Cthulhu's dark energy seep into him, coursing through his veins. And with his dying breath, Cthulhu's final act was to latch onto Thor's mind, enveloping him in nightmare. But Thor, ever defiant, took in a breath against the cosmic dread and swung Mjolnir one last time. The hammer impacted against Cthulhu's form with a final clang. The green terror shuddered, eyes rolling back, and the great old one disintegrated under the sheer force of Thor's storm-infused strike. As the dust settled, the onlookers gasped in awe, and the heavens themselves seemed to weep for the fallen. Cthulhu lay defeated, his colossal form now nothing but a ghost of dark memory on the hallowed ground of Olympus. But Thor staggered, collapsing to his knees, the terrible grasp of madness still gripping at the edges of his consciousness. Just as the victorious cheers rose around him, Thor's resolve faltered, and he succumbed to the abyss. He may have won the battle, but it was a costly victory. With one enemy vanquished, the shadow of death loomed ever closer. As the crowds roared in celebration, they were oblivious to the truth that their hero too had met his fate under the unrelenting grip of the ancient terror.
In a faded dream where the shadows play, I'm drifting through the night, chasing ghosts away.